Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of my hair journey with Jasmine Harrison. Here we talk to real life women about real life issues as it pertains to their natural hair and different phases in their lives. So before we get to my beautiful guest today, I just want to, break down why we're doing this. Okay, a lot of people have asked, what's the reason, what's the drive behind my hair journey? My hair journey started up when I started hearing a couple of women, tell me about just vaguely their hair journey from when they were kids to the point where they are now and how it affected their lives, how their lives affected the way they saw themselves, how they saw their hair, and how they reacted to their lives through their hair. Now, the reason why I am doing and why I'm bringing this online is to demystify the idea of being isolated so that you know that you are not alone. And the good part of this podcast is that it's not just that you know that someone else has been where you are or where you were, but also the fact that they've been down that rabbit hole, they got through the whole busyness of the rabbit hole, and they got to the other side of it. So they give you a lifeline to know, okay, this is not the end, and this also will pass. And this might be a pathway through passing through it and getting to the other side where there is so much light. So this is my reason for coming on here and exposing myself and exposing these beautiful guests. These are parts of their lives, I think, parts of their existence that is very personal to them, but they're so gracious to share it with us, and we're so grateful for every one of them. So, down to business. Today, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guest is a very dear friend. She is a wonderful mother to 3 amazing girls.
Thank you.
She is a wonderful wife. She is an amazing baker. You should see, I don't eat cakes, but there are times I ask her, just bake me a small, how many inches is that?
6.
It's like a 6
layer.
inch single layer cake. Let me just indulge because her cakes are amazing. Her cookies, her muffins. I don't know why she didn't bring any today, but I'm beefing low key.
All right.
Help me welcome the beautiful, amazing Miss Zainab.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Thank you for making out time out of your very busy schedule.
Happy to be here.
We know as a mom, it can get very overwhelming, especially coping with that and business.
Yes, yeah. But I am grateful and I am happy to be a guest here because I remember when she started, I said to her, invite me.
Yes.
Call me.
Yes, I remember.
I like the fact that the ladies that come speak from a very special place and they're able to share their journeys and their experiences and the reasons why they do certain things concerning their hair. So I feel this is an honor. And also, without sounding too Christian in administration.
yes, it is ministry.
Yes, so,
it
but
is.
yeah, thank you. I'm
Thank
happy.
you.
Yes,
thank you so much for coming. So, as is the norm here, it's part of our character to first ask from the start.
Okay.
We can see her glorious head of hair. She's locked, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Yes.
What is that on her hair? Like, it's so beautiful.
Thank
it's
you.
locked, and it's completely hers. It's
Yeah.
not artificial in any way. She's been growing it for
About 3.5 years now.
about 3.5 years, and it's beautiful. We didn't do her locks for her. A very dear friend of mine
Yes.
started. I think that's how we even met.
Yes.
Yeah, we met through Gigi.
Gigi, yes.
Yes, bless you, Gigi, in case you're watching this. So, but did you ever in your life growing up think that this would be where you are today with your hair?
No. I've had, growing up, I had full hair. Yes.
Obviously from the
I bless the Lord. I had hair, and I wasn't taking care of the hair well. You know, when I was in primary school, younger, I was raised by a single dad. He would just say, "Do something."
I don't know what the something is, but just do
my
it.
dad was clueless. So, but fortunately, bless the Lord, the something they did didn't destroy my hair. Growing up, I never thought that I would say I'm going to lock my hair, because when you hear locks, back then mine was dreadlocks. When you'd attach dreadlocks to, forgive me Lord, people you see on the road.
Yes.
Very unkempt.
Yes.
And there was also this thing of, hey, you want to lock your hair, God forbid, that kind of thing. So I really didn't think I was going to lock my hair growing up until much later. Even at uni, I never thought I would lock my hair. And also taking this decision was something that I didn't have doubts about, especially with the kind of locks that I have.
Yes.
Yes, so I wanted something that wouldn't stress me, because I'm not so fantastic with hair when it comes to maintenance and nurturing.
Yes, and styling.
And like, this is it, man. Invite me for your wedding, I come like this. So I just wanted something that was low maintenance, but at the same time, I'd feel proud carrying. So that's why I settled with these kinds of locks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what was your hair like before you went locked?
Okay.
Like you said, it's like 3.5 years.
Yes.
So about 5 years ago, where were you?
Yeah,
were you natural?
I was natural.
Okay.
Yes, so I was natural for about 3 years before I locked my hair.
And what was your relationship like with your hair?
I'm just like, they said don't put relaxer, so don't. But
so clearly the lazy natural.
Yes, but before then, I was the kind of person. In fact, when I was serving, this is some years ago, don't worry.
don't ask.
I used to relax my hair every month because I always had undergrowth. And salon times then they will tell you, if you have undergrowth, just put, even if the rest of the hair is good, just put relaxer at the bottom. And but my scalp is very, very sensitive. And so each time I relaxed my hair monthly, then I was using baby relaxers. This just for me, beautiful beginnings kind of relaxers, because they didn't burn my hair.
You even remember the name?
Yes, to tell you how much of a relationship we had. Very long. But when I started understanding my hair, every guest you've had has attributed their hair journey to God, but truthfully, I cannot even say that I can leave God out of it. I can't. I wanted a deeper understanding of why I had to relax my hair every month, why my hair was thinning. I had length. I had volume to the person who would see it, but I'm like, nah.
This is not me.
So I started relaxing my hair twice a year.
So you cut it down?
Yes. And I saw the
improvement.
I don't know how people would think I'm old, but back then when you relax your hair at the salon, they will put your hair
in that wrap.
Yes, after you stretch it.
Yeah, and they still do that for silk presses.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that, because I would press my hair and I tell them, wrap it. They now tell you in the morning when you will just take off your silk scarf and the hair would bang.
Yes.
But even after that, I'm like, okay, fine. I started reading more about natural hair. I also started reading about the chemicals and what they do to your hair over time, and how they can actually, you might think your hair is in good condition, but it's not.
No, it's not.
Yes, so I had my big chop. I wasn't living in Abuja at the time, but it was almost 10 years ago, and had to grow that and grow from there. In growing from there, learning about the products to use, learning about how to take care of it. So that took about 3 years, and my hair did get to a wonderful, healthy state, like all natural. People couldn't even believe sometimes. Like sometimes when I can't handle the hair because I'm a lazy natural, I just go put something over and the hair is poof like that. Is this your hair? Is this your hair? My God, you look like somebody from the 60s.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So I had good natural hair, but my scalp is still sensitive. So combing
was difficult.
It was
painful.
It was. So just like, let's find something else that we can do to fix this hair and what it was doing to me personally as well. I never felt like with my natural hair, I just felt like they just see you as this very small child, or oh, you're just doing your hair like that. And for me at the time, it was just yeah, it's my hair, let's go. I didn't attach any love to it, any meaning, thank you, to it. There was no, I would just wash my hair twice a month. I would do twists with my natural hair. I would go, and when it's time, just come. It was just like routine, but I had no relationship, thank you,
with it.
I had no relationship with my hair, and I wanted to have a relationship with my hair because I read a quote somewhere that, I don't know the specific lines, but it was going along the lines of, when you have a relationship with your hair, you can see how your hair can actually heal your soul.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I need to find that thing. I tried to find it before this interview,
wow,
but I couldn't.
yeah.
But it stayed with me, because even then my soul was hurting. But the way the human body is,
yes,
you never know certain things and how they can affect you. And you might be physically okay, but internally you're just lost. So I just wanted to start from somewhere to heal my soul, find out what I need to do, how to appreciate my hair, have a loving relationship with my hair, be confident in myself and the fact that I'm carrying this mane.
That is so much work.
Yes.
And yet you don't even feel connected to it.
At all. People will admire my hair, but for me it's like,
just hair.
What are you admiring? Like, okay, thank you.
So the way you felt about your hair, I'm going to ask a very bold question, and feel free to not answer it.
For sure, go for it.
But the way you felt about your hair at that time, could it have been a ripple effect about the way you felt about yourself at the time?
So you see, before I came here this morning, this is for you guys. I told myself that I will be the first guest not to weep.
Okay, let me get my book.
Because the guest that she knows how to break a person. No. Let's see if we can do this without this. If I'm going to be completely honest, yes. I was in a very, it wasn't a good place. I wasn't in a good place at all. I had my kids, I'm married, I was just lost. I was, when, for me, I wasn't working. But I didn't want to work in an office. I actually studied law. I'm a lawyer. I actually did business consulting with some companies, some startups actually in Abuja as well. And when I got pregnant, I'm just like, my babies were small and I can't leave home, but what am I going to do? So in that journey where you're trying to
discover and recover yourself,
that's a very painful process for anybody to go through if you mean it. So I was very, very, very low. I never cared about my appearance. I didn't care about what other people see. They will tell you it's how you feel about yourself, but what not others think about you. I didn't care for either. I didn't care what any other person thought. I didn't care what I thought. I didn't care what my husband thought, my kids, nothing. And I realized that maybe that's why I feel very unfulfilled. You can be at home, you can not have a job, but still be okay. I wasn't okay. I wasn't okay. And try not to go into too much details. I still try and keep my stress. But I needed help.
Yeah.
I did. I needed help. And what didn't I try? Even including praying, reading my Bible, speaking to people, health coaches, psychiatrists, therapists. Who didn't I call? And bear in mind, in doing all these things, I'm just like, at the end of each conversation, I wasn't fulfilled. I'm like, all these therapists we have in this world, they really need to help.
It's like an itch that is not getting scratched.
And the scratch, even when you start scratching, it's not giving.
It's not giving what it's supposed to be giving.
It's not. That release, I wasn't getting taking it. So before, I think it was before COVID, I was going through all this. I'd already had my 3 kids after this, and I had to really sit down and be brutally honest with myself. A lot of us live in denial. A lot of us live in denial.
This is true.
If you can sit down and be brutally honest with yourself without being judgmental to yourself, and knowing that this is for my own good, and you start from there. What I did was I had to sit down and really reflect on what I wanted to do. What do I think would make me feel better, right? So I paid attention to things that were happening around me, even when I leave the house. So it could be a car driving. I wanted to be intentionally sensitive to my environment. I wanted to, for lack of a better word, be one with the aura of the earth or whatever. I want to be present. Thank you. You know, I just wanted to know, right, and be intentional about these things. So one day I went through to a supermarket and I'm like, I saw her hair dye. And now remember that I saw my family friend and I loved her hair color. I'm like, oh, where'd you get your hair done? She told me, but I just brushed it off. I stood in front of that hair dye for so long.
Oh, wow.
I just stood there. So the person thought I was looking at colors and not just to figure out, but I was debating.
Should I not?
Yeah. And in asking myself, should I or should I not, I started asking myself, what would this person think?
Oh, wow.
What would that person think? But I never thought about what would I think? How would I feel? And when I realized I wasn't asking myself how I would feel, I got angry and I picked one.
Yes. Because for once, let me think about me.
Think about myself. You know, when you spend your time being the one that is available for others.
Everybody else.
Yes. And God so kind has created us in a way where we can be available for people. We can be emotional. But the one thing we tend to forget is God also wants us to take care of ourselves.
True.
You know, you cannot be there for people if you are not even there for yourself.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Exactly. So I picked one up. I went to the store. I went to the counter. I paid. And then I just told everyone at home, oh, tomorrow I'm going to the salon. Might be long, but you know, nobody knew I was going to color my hair. I just appeared.
Were you locked by then?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, wow.
So it was my natural hair. I went to this wonderful store. I said, how much is it going to cost? It's going to cost this. How long am I going to be here? Because I have to pick my kids from school. Oh, it might take longer. I called someone else, please pick my kids.
Today was for you.
So that day was mine. And nobody knew. All they thought was, I'm in the salon.
Just a regular salon.
They texted like, what kind of visit? I so long at the salon. What's going on? I'm like, yeah, I'm almost done. And another thing with me not being confident with myself is I always wrapped my hair. So my hair was always covered. Whether it was braided, whether it was full out, my hair was always covered. So I left home with my hair covered. I colored my hair and I looked in the mirror and
Did you like what you saw?
I just started crying. I was almost inconsolable. This is something many people don't know. I just kept looking and looking. And I'm looking at, you know, like when you're looking at something, you're going like this and like this. I'm just like, can this really be me? You know, like, can this really true?
So you were happy?
I was happy.
But overwhelmed?
I was overwhelmed. I was so glad. I loved the fact that I looked different. I didn't see myself as that person who was struggling mentally. I just saw new.
New.
You know? I saw new. That feeling till I'm 80, 90, I will never forget.
Wow. Just one color.
Just one color. So sometimes, it's something you said in one of your interviews that sometimes when these things are done, you sense that they need to be done. You can't explain it. It's not for people to say, oh, you look good.
It's not for vanity.
It's not for vanity, thank you. But sometimes you can't even put it to words, but you know that I need to do this.
I have to do this.
I have to. And I carried my hair colored before locking for a couple of months. And I loved every day of it.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, see my hair? They said, okay, put this oil, do this, do this, do this,
wow.
do this. So I'm like, okay. Then I saw same cousin with this. Sorry, family friend with this. I said to her, girl, what is this? Did you sit down for tiny twists? Like, it's so tiny. Is it going to cut your hair? Are you going to loosen it? She's like, oh no, Zainab, this is locked. That was the first time I never knew that locks were so diverse.
Yes. They usually would think
those
wigs.
Yes, those very
wigs,
thick ones, and they look so unkempt. Like I had never seen tidy locks ever. You know, so I'm looking. I'm like, are you sure? Did they lie to you?
Are you sure these are locks?
I'm like, can I touch? Can I look? And she had just done a retire that day. So I'm like, my God, I want this.
I want love at first sight.
And you know, the thing is, it's just like when you want to buy a new car.
And you start seeing it everywhere.
That's what I was saying. I said, God, whether this is a sign from you or not, I'm locking my hair.
Yes.
Immediately, I made an appointment.
Wow.
Gigi was like, I spoke to Gigi. And
was it Gigi that did your cousin's hair?
Yeah, it was Gigi that did hers as well. So I spoke to Gigi. She's like, look, I said, okay, I just colored. I colored so time. What do you think? Is this? I came in and they said, see hair.
Would have taken them ages.
2 days. 2 days.
And Gigi never takes that long to do.
2 days. 2 days. Morning till evening one time, not too dark, about 4. And the next day I went there again, morning till about 3.
Oh, wow.
And it was like 3 people. Was it 3 or 4? About 3 or 4, 2 or 3 people, but it was more than one person. And she's like, finally. When they finished, I remember the salon, one of the stylists was like, ha! Now, wow.
They had worked. They were in pain.
Yeah. Now. But
it must have been a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
And it took a lot of patience on your part too, to sit through all of that.
I'm not an adventurous person when it comes to many things. So if you say, then I'm going to sit down here for 12 hours to do this, I'm like, okay, give me a few. I'll bring my book, bring my iPad, bring my phone. I won't even look in the mirror once. Before I colored my hair, and something I struggled with was I never looked at the mirror. I wouldn't, it was even into past coloring my hair. It's a confidence issue. I'm still working
on that.
On being a very confident person.
Is a day at a time?
One day at a time. But at those moments, like, I would just dress up and go. So at the salon, when they're styling my hair, even till today,
you wouldn't want
I never
to
look at the mirror. I never look. I'm always reading or playing with my phone or watching something on my iPad, but I never look at the mirror. I'm not, as it is right now, I'm getting there, but I'm not the kind of person that would
self-indulge.
No, I don't do it. I'm not used to doing it. I'm struggling with it. So knowing that that's the kind of person I am, when I did my hair, because I loved looking at the hair, I had to look at the mirror.
Yes.
So I feel like
yes,
certain things were put in place for me to
help you come out of that place.
Yeah, and it was not by my own, is the word volition? Volition, I don't know. I just, when it's time, it's time. It just felt like, do it.
Another question that, I like to ask people with locks is the prejudices that they go through. I don't think it's as much as it used to be in the past.
Yes. I don't think
but I think it still exists.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Where some people assume. And the strangest thing is that locks dates back beyond the Jamaican era.
Oh.
Because people actually assume that it has everything to do with the Rastaman's religion. Yes, the Rastaman adopted the locks as a part of his fear of God. So it was like a self-grounding and a defiance to the ideology of the white man to have neatly coiffed hair and everything. So our hair naturally, the black man's hair, the Afro hair naturally would lock itself if it's not tamed.
It's not tamed, yeah, that's true.
But it dates back as far back as Egypt, ancient Egypt, where they even used to make locked wigs.
Is it? Oh.
Yes, for kings, because most kings had to shave their head completely.
Yeah.
But they made wigs that mimicked locks. Some people claim they were braids, but if you look at ancient, even their mummies that were on earth that were buried with such wigs that were locked.
Interesting.
The Ethiopians locked their hair with mud. Kenyans locked their hair with mud. It was a protective style. At the same time, it was part of their identity.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know how it's translated to the point where locks became taboo. It was almost like a taboo.
Sure.
You know, like if you go locked and you're in church, people start looking at you like, do you have an Ogbanje spirit? You know, are you possessed? You know, and there was a time that there was this story I heard of Yoruba children that are born, and they call them Dada.
Dada, yes.
Because they are born with locks.
So wait, people can be born
Yes,
with locks?
the babies that are born with locks,
wow.
and they assume that they have mystical powers.
I see.
Because of them being born with those locks. And some of them, hearsay, manifested mystical powers until they conducted rituals that would wash the hair and then cut it.
Ah.
And nobody could touch their locks besides their mothers until the ritual was done and their hair was cut.
Yeah.
And then they would lose whatsoever powers they assumed they had.
Oh, wow.
You know, and then there were prophets also in the white garment churches that would grow locks deliberately.
Yeah, that one I know.
Yes.
Yeah, that one I know. That one I know. Yes.
As
yes,
a sign of being anointed. You know, so I think all of this mingling of different cultures, religion, beliefs, just made the locks what it is not.
Yeah.
What the locks are is hair.
It's hair. It's just hair, man.
It's hair. Whatever you attribute to it is whatever you want to attribute to it. But hair is hair.
Yeah.
Just like braids. It's just like free-formed hair. Hair is hair. You know, but the taboos, the alienation of people who carry locks, I am on the, part where I feel men who carry some crazy kind of locks, I don't like it. If you're going to wear locks, I feel you should wear it well for the purpose of everybody else that has locks on their head. No matter the kind of hair you carry, let your hair be neat.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, but there's some that would wear it in some crazy styles, and then it leads to all of this kind of. So what are have you actually experienced any kind of, you don't look like someone that they can mess with, Sha.
What? I'm very gentle.
You are gentle on the inside.
I'm very gentle. She knows why she's saying this, but let's just leave that. But yes, I actually, so I've had people come to me who are it's more of bewilderment than looking at me as if I'm carrying a curse. I've got like very few people like, you have this. What is this? You know the devil can enter you. And what makes my situation worse is I have locks and I have tattoos.
Oh.
So, but there's certain things you don't just wrap your head around, right? So, but yes, I actually have a friend. Till tomorrow, she's like, when you come to my house one day, I'll just cut your hair. This is somebody who is very educated, well-traveled, went to school, understands hair. And I'm like, you actually still think that locks carry evil spirit? I carry this hair to church.
Exactly.
If there was anything, I would have been on the floor.
Exactly. Slain.
I mean, check. Like, so, but yeah, but more for my hair, I remember, even up till a few days ago, there was a lady I met at the store. She's like, please tell me this isn't
your hair. It's so unbelievable.
I'm like, why? And me, always the practical joke. I'm like, well, it isn't my hair then. She's like, no, really, is this your hair? I said, yes. It's like, can I touch it? I'm like, can I show you instead? I don't know where your hands have been. So I bent down, split the hair. She's like, how is this your hair? Is it twists? Can you undo it? I said, no, it's locked. If I want to take it off, I think I'd have to scrape my head. You know, and she's like, really? She was basically, for lack of a better word, in awe. So that's what I get mostly from people.
Okay.
Like, is this your hair? Is this your hair? Because my hair is full.
Yes.
There are people who have
yes,
micro
but they don't
locks,
have this much volume.
you know, some are much longer than mine, but they don't have this much volume. Sometimes I'm even like, when I pour water, when they're washing my hair,
The weight of it.
I'm like,
The weight of it.
you know, but like, so I have to explain. So now more people have come to me out of wonder. But I also think that in our lovely country, the stigma, for lack of a better word, against locks is because you have people who have a mental breakdown. And in our country, we don't have that many facilities to take care. And they're walking on the streets. Obviously, their hair is unkempt. And like you've mentioned before, the African hair
will lock.
It will lock naturally. You know, like that is its mission. If you don't comb it, it will lock. So, and when education or when you're not aware of certain situations,
You
just assume. And we are also a religious country. If it doesn't look like it's from God, then it's most certainly from the evil one.
Yes, yes.
And God can be dirty. You know, you see stuff like that, you know. So God is not dirty. God is not this, you know. But
cleanliness is next to godliness.
Yeah, you know. And I've had moms like, do you know that this dreadlock is not good? I'm like, why? If I just to calm them down, sometimes I just change the whole trajectory. I'm like, but you know, it's those fat ones that people say.
Just to get them out of your way.
You know, but mine are not those, you know, like you can even twist mine, I can braid mine, I can do Ghana weaving with mine, you know, so don't worry, I'm all right, I'm not possessed, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's basically from the older generation. But
yes,
now, like you mentioned, more and more people,
they're more accepting.
They're more accepting. One, two, they are more appreciative about it, because I'm one who's into, I love things that beautify God's creation. So I love the fact that we can be from the same country, same skin tone, but completely different hair textures.
Very true, very true.
Like her hair texture is amazing, but mine is like proper caca. Before I locked it, you know? So like the fact that you can have different textures and you can play with your hair, I feel like it shows God's
diversity.
Oh my God, God's glory, His beauty, you know, like how awesome is it that the same God can create two people from the same country
and be so different,
and it still be so different. Even with kids, my kids, like we all have 4C except Zanetta, who doesn't have 4C hair, but she's my child.
Yes, yes.
You know, so God too also has a wonderful sense of humor.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so
okay, so another thing, which is something I try to talk to clients about that come. Like they would look at your locks and be like, I'm coming to make my locks tomorrow. I want micro locks. And you tell them, we need to do a consultation first.
Of course.
Sit you down and discuss.
Yep.
There's a mode of action. They're like, what am I coming for consultation for? There's no need for that. You are now a client. You're speaking as a client. Advise your other clients.
Please check your hair for God's
why
sakes.
It is needed. To first of all, even find out if you can.
Yeah, true.
Because a lot of people, that is why we have a lot of people loosening locks. I'm so sorry if your salon offers the option of loosening locks. I'm not prejudiced against you, but I just hate hearing it.
It's not right.
Because I just feel, why?
So I have a friend, and I remember when she saw my hair, And she's like, oh, she's going to lock hers. You see, so consultations are important, because not just any kind of consultations where you'd be told the truth.
The truth.
My friend's hair wasn't fully natural, but her hair was what we like to call here dew.
Oh.
You understand? So she had undergrowth, and then she had the relaxed bits of the hair.
Bits.
Now she said to the person, oh, I don't want the locks to be this tiny. Can we just do it? And said loctician said it's okay.
For money.
Do you know that by the time she finished her hair, and I saw her when I was taking a walk, I'm like, wow.
You would?
No, but she's my G. So I'm like, you look, you know that phrase, look at what the cat dragged in. That is you. Like, what is this? Because the hair was so uncoordinated. The lock sizes were different. I'm like,
He gave her
you know,
instant locks.
I'm like, what did they do this one that you, what did you do? What happened? Why didn't you tell me? You know, like, even if you don't want to go far into the places you can go to.
Yes.
So when I was going to have my hair, I didn't just call and say, I want to lock my hair. I actually had to go in, and they took a look at my hair, felt my hair. Is it brittle? Do you need to do this? Do you need to do that? Fortunately, I went in as a client who was beginning to appreciate her natural hair.
Yes.
So I had been taking care of my hair.
Yes. So your hair was in a good state.
It was in a good state. If your hair is in a horrible condition and you lock your hair, your hair is going to grow with that condition.
Yes.
No matter how you think it's going, you might think, oh, as it's locked, as it's growing, it will change, but it's carrying that thing with it.
Locks carry history.
They carry history, they carry stories. So the story of not taking care of your hair will be
there
with your locks.
Mapped in.
Yeah, so if you want, I've always said, when people meet me, oh, I want to lock my hair, first thing is your hair natural? How long have you been natural? I'm no expert, I can only tell you from what I went through, but this is where I had mine done. This is another option where you can get your hair done. This is what they would do. These are the two places that I can say, okay, yeah. Because I've been in there. I'm not gonna give you direction based off of what someone else has said.
Yes.
Right? So consultations are key. Even when your hair is locked, you still go for consulting services.
Yes.
See my auntie. I'm like, oh, I want to do this, Zainab, wait till the hair grows a bit.
Yes.
Oh, I want to do this, Zainab, wait till this.
Yes.
You know, it can annoy, you'll be impatient. But the truth is, if your stylist or your loctician, in my case, is telling you, I think you should hold on, there's a reason why.
There is a reason why.
It's not because they don't want to do it, but there is a reason why. For example, she will not allow me to relock my hair here because it's too much.
Go back.
I have to go back from where I came, but I can come here for treatment and styling and all that.
I receive her kids, no?
She receive my kids, but not me.
It's a lot of it.
Yes, so like, but one thing is I appreciate the honesty.
Yes.
You're not saying, oh, go and come.
No.
You're not saying, no, we don't do it.
No.
You're like, see, your hair is too much. If you go to a place where, I feel like if you go into a salon, since we're talking about hair, and they can feel your hair and tell you, oh, maybe do this differently. Oh, let's try this. You can see the genuine concern for your hair. It even actually makes you appreciate your hair more, right? So please, if you want to lock your hair, first of all, go for a consult. Don't meet some quack up the road who will show you photos and said they did this, they did that.
Yes.
Because we have a lot of people there. No shade to anyone doing home services, because I do believe there are a good amount of people who do wonderful locking home services, but just be careful. And always find out if you know a friend of a friend of a friend who's used this person, or, you know, just do your research. But yeah, but please, consults are very important.
So having locks is actually easier than having loose hair.
Absolutely. I think so. I also think it's cheaper.
Do you?
I do.
A lot of people claim it's not cheaper because of how much it costs to relock, to get the locks in.
Okay, so your initial, like if you've made the decision to lock your hair, yes, it will cost X amount, because a lot of time, is going to be spent gridding your hair, finding the right size you want, patterning your hair to that. Are you going to interlock? Are you going to micro twist? All those things take time, truly. remember I mentioned that the first time I went for it, mine took 2 days, right? So all that takes time. That initial one, yes. And then if you want to do a follow-up, oh, I want to retie my hair and all that, you're paying at a certain amount. And the reason why I think it's cheaper is we are in a world where people want quality.
Yes.
People want the good stuff, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that if you have the pockets to do it, right? But I think it's cheaper because women, we do our hair. If your hair is not
ever so often,
you're looking at minimum once a month, right? Like in my case, before I locked, it was once a month. And if you want to check the economy now, our normal what's this attachment name called? I've forgotten the name.
Budget.
No, normal hair extensions. You're looking at a minimum of 5,000 to 6,000 naira per pack.
6,000, there's no 5,000.
6,000 per pack.
6 to 7,000.
Look at that, per pack. And then if you want to make your hair, depending on your style, looking at a minimum of 2. That's 14,000 naira now. You've not thought about the labor that's going to go in. You've not done the treatment of your hair you're going to do, and all that.
Washing, all of that detail.
Exactly. Meanwhile, I pay my sum for retying my hair once every 2.5 months.
Wow.
You understand?
So it gives you value for your money.
It gives me value for my money, and also the fact that I hate doing hair.
So you just wake up and go?
I wake up and go. Obviously, I spritz with water. I use oils on it. You know, I don't sleep with my hair straight up unless it's a silk pillowcase or if I have to.
So you have a bonnet?
I have a bonnet, a silk one that I use, you know, so I'm taking care of the hair.
So you still have to take care of it.
Yes, but not as much as if it was not locked.
Yes.
And no shade to anyone who's got, as Zainab, I just can't. I can't.
No, that's what I always tell people. You need to understand your lifestyle.
Yeah.
If your lifestyle demands so much of your time, and you're also someone who isn't really big on hair, you really don't like your hair being touched. There are people like that who don't like their hair being touched. They don't like touching their own hair. They don't like going through all of that, but they want their hair to thrive. Locks are definitely a way to go.
Absolutely.
If your hair is in very good condition. So I had a client consult with me yesterday, just general consultation on her hair care and everything. And, you know, she said she wants to lock her hair sometime in June.
Okay.
And I told her no. Because first of all, we're trying to get her hair to its healthiest position. It is always going to be better to get your hair in its healthiest state before you lock.
Absolutely.
Because the lock is going to tell a story.
Absolutely.
Part of the reasons why we also don't relock Zainab's hair is because she has a reliable loctician that hasn't moved out of town. Regardless of what they might maybe get wrong sometimes, they have the history of your lock.
True.
If they are still doing the job that you want them to do, their prices are not too exuberant for you to pay, dependent on the economy as at now. Why not just go back there? You know, it's not everywhere you should eat from.
Sure.
Because when you come to me, I now have to re-educate myself on the history of your locks.
Yeah.
Your locks will tell me a story that I don't know about. While your loctician would see a break in your lock and know where it came from.
True.
Oh, that time we were relocking, this is where this came from. So we would know how to adjust, how to repair, or whether to take it off.
Absolutely, yeah, true.
If it's general hair care, I would wash Zainab's hair, I would moisturize her hair, I would treat her hair. But to relock, locks are really more intimate.
They are.
Than we try to make them seem.
Oh my God.
Just like,
it's not just hair.
An afro.
No.
It holds a lot of history. It holds a lot of personality. And if you're not a patient person, you cannot go locked.
You will lose your mind. You will lose your mind because when you make that decision to make, you know that, okay, hairstyling choices are limited. So I would normally tell someone, oh, I want to lock my hair. I always ask, are you someone who's adventurous with hair? Yes, then don't. Then don't do it.
And we've not even talked about the awkward phase yet.
Ooh.
When you start looking like a rugrat.
Oh man. Oh,
You forgot about that part, didn't you?
Lord. Oh.
You know, for the joy that is set before him, he endured the
Oh
cross.
my God.
Yes.
Do you want me to talk about it?
Please talk about the awkward
Look,
phase.
so when I first locked my hair, I had a good length. My hair was almost this long.
Yes.
When I first locked my hair. So, you know, I'm feeling like someone who is slaying a blonde, because I dyed my hair blonde and my hair was locked. It was beautiful and I loved it. What I forgot, because I was told that shrinkage will happen.
It will happen.
And when that shrinkage happens, your hair will start to grow. But they did not tell me, no, in fact, I was told, let me not lie. I was told that when your hair starts to grow out, it will take time. But you will have shrinkage.
And even the budding process.
Do you know that when I went for my first retie, after I locked it, my hair was significantly shorter.
Yes.
And I'm like, Auntie,
what happened? Did you cut my hair?
I'm like, yeah.
This part is not talked enough about, you know.
Look, I was looking at the mirror, I'm like, did you guys cut my hair?
And you know you don't look at the mirror normally. So
no,
anything could have happened.
And you know, my small mind, because I'm clueless about it, right? I was looking for scissors around. Like, anybody cut my hair? And then when I went for my next retie, it was shorter.
Shorter.
My hair kept just going
shrinking.
Up and up to the point where, now see this hair, I can pack it. When I had my shrinkage, I couldn't pack my hair.
Yes.
Like, in fact, I wore my hair, my husband used to call me mop head.
Oh.
Because I don't have a photo.
Oh my God.
Look, there was no way I was going to struggle and pack it. You know that too?
Yes,
I couldn't even get that tiny shoot out. You know, so I would just leave my hair. My front, look, this is my front hair now. My front hair then was here.
Oh, wow.
On top of my eyebrows. And I couldn't get it. And my electrician is saying, just push.
Patient.
I'm like, man, this patience is not patience.
True.
What? I'm like, wow, why is my hair so short? Like, even when I had normal, natural hair, I understood the growth process. Like, what is this?
Yes.
I was a mop head for almost 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. And the thing is, everybody's story is different, because I also have a friend whose shrinkage happened, but not as crazy as mine. And then her hair started to stretch out quicker than mine did. So, like she mentioned, your hair carries its own story.
Yes.
Its own projection, right? So, eventually,
it will speak.
So I just gave up. Like, you know what? Let's just retie this hair gel. Let's just relock it. Whatever it comes out, it comes out. Then I realized, oh, black is showing.
Yes, you're having some growth.
I was having some growth, and then all of a sudden it's coming out. You know, that's the thing. Once that era ends,
once it picks up,
exactly, it just starts to come out, and you're like, ooh.
And now all your color is gone.
All my color is gone. She's stopping me from coloring, but I'm going to color.
We will have that talk off camera.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, we will. But yes. So another thing is, I feel like when you are doing your hair, part of enjoying the process is also looking forward to stories to tell.
Yes.
So with my daughters, they're like, oh my God, Mommy, your hair is growing. I'm like, I know. Do you know that this time, this is how I felt about this and this. So when my kids are telling stories about me, there's so much detail, because I'm a person who thrives on details.
Yes.
I may beat around the bush to get to my point, but I think that's the fun part.
Yes.
Of enjoying something that's being said to you.
Yes.
So when I talk about my hair, I think they are eager to lock their hair, not because of the locks, but because of the stories
associated with it.
Yes, stories. I have stories from when I first did it, when I had the shrinkage, when I hated the shrinkage. There was a time I was packing my hair. To tell you how bad my shrinkage was, I was packing my hair in 6. Tum.
Oh, wow. And you go out like that?
No, I'll wrap my hair. No.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't that mad. No, but like, I didn't understand it, right? So I think that's the part that's not really spoken about more.
It's not.
People think that, oh, when you lock
once
your hair,
lock,
it just
you're
continues.
Good. Yes.
But I'm like, no.
Yes. It takes a while. The budding process takes some time. The budding process, when you hear us talk about the budding process, we're talking about when your hair switches from being looking twisted, depending on how they install the lock. Some people install with twists, with braids, or interlocking. Now, the budding process is when it switches from looking like what it was created as to what a lock is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So that is the budding process. The budding process is different for different individuals depending on your hair type and how you treat your hair while you're waiting for that. And then the length, the growing, all depending on individuals uniquely. So you need patience, you need care, you need discipline to not change your mind and say, I am going to take this out. I've seen countless people go through the pain and the emotional trauma of getting these locks in, and then after 6 months they give up just at the brink of their breakthrough.
Oh no.
They go losing it and start all over on, and then they come right back and say, I want to try it again.
Oh.
You need to be patient. If you're not patient enough, don't try locks.
Oh yeah, and also do lots of research before you even meet your loctician, so that you can ask questions.
Exactly.
Ask questions.
Ask relevant questions.
Always ask questions. I am a firm believer in asking questions. You have to. You have to. Sorry to all my doctors. But yeah.
Thank you so much, Zainab. We have had such a good time with you.
Always a blast. Sorry, you guys don't know this, but she's the funniest introverted comedian. She's funny. She has a very serious
I will also do my... What do they call those shows that comedians go? Is it road show?
Expect her stand-up dates
comedy.
coming up real soon. She's so funny, and I'm sure like many people will say this, I have a lot of respect and love for Jasmine.
Thank you.
And thank God our kids are friends too.
Yes, thank God. Thank God for that. It would have been so...
That'd be somehow.
Yes.
Like this one has too much energy. Yes, I don't have that power.
Yes. We share a good cup of coffee and our kids play together.
Yes.
We're family.
For that. Yes,
we're family.
Yes,
Thank you so much for coming on this show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming here again, taking your time to watch this pod. We hope you're blessed by it, and we hope that things about your life change and you are inspired to be a better version of yourself. That is the long and short of why we are here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again. We pray God's blessings on you.
Amen.
Have a lovely day.
Cheerio.